Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Matson, one of the current events teachers, along with Mrs. Evans. And we just want to go over a few things about the course that you will need to know to be successful. One of the first things is that you need to make sure that you're bringing your computer charged. A lot of things that we are doing are going to be online. At home, you need to make sure that your Wi-Fi is working, and if not, that you have a hotspot available to you to make sure that you get your work done. The key concepts for this course that you will learn about will be, how to identify bias, fake news, what the elections and the media have to do with the impact on elections, reading and analyzing charts, graphs, poll data, political cartoons, all of those things we will practice in this course. The expectations for this course are that you log in every day, that you keep track of your due dates, that you participate in discussions, and that's going to be an important part of the course. Tips for success, I would say that you just need to make sure you're watching the news, that you're updated on what is going on in the world and in the United States today. And if you do all those things, you're going to have a great semester.
Hi, I'm Shelley Evans. I am the facilitator for the face-to-face version of current events. Mrs. Matson and I are working very hard to create a course that is similar. So regardless of whether your student is in the online or the face-to-face course, they will be doing the same work and materials and have the same requirements. This course was created last year by a teacher at Lead, and you will hear her voice on many of the voiceovers on the PowerPoints and the notes. But know that Mrs. Matson and I are curating additional assignments, and we are working together specifically to ensure that our due dates are in alignment so that all students are receiving the same experience. Next, I'm going to be taking you through a little bit of the Schoology so you can kind of see what we are looking for, what your students are looking at. Their screen and your screen are going to look just a little bit different than mine because I have different controls. So when you log into Schoology, this is the landing page. So you'll see that right now we've got an orientation module, which will look fairly familiar to your student because they're probably going to have to complete one of these for all of their classes. Then you also have, let's say the module we're going to look at is the module 1 on mass media and media bias. What I want to point out, first of all, is that the very first thing in all of our modules is going to be something called a checklist. We have one for the orientation and for module 1, and we will have them for the other modules as we receive them. This checklist is very, very important because it has a list of your students' assignments, what they need to do with them, how many points each assignment is worth, and the date in which they need to have completed it. And this is going to be kind of their Bible as to, when we have questions about, I didn't know when it was due, not only is this the very first thing they're supposed to open and review, they need to probably look at important things like, oh, I have a quiz. I'm going to put that on my personal calendar so that they don't forget to do those things. The other place where this is important is if you look over here on the right, this is the course calendar. Every time I add a due date to an assignment, it is going to populate inside this calendar. So that is 2 separate places where your student can access their due dates at any given time. So there's really not a lot of excuse for, I didn't know it was due. All right, so I want to look at module 1 because it's a little bit different for the students in terms of what it looks like in some of their other courses. In this course, we will take the module and we have broken it down into weeks. Now, when this course is created, it was created as a full year course, and we are only teaching it on the semester. So some of the videos that were produced by our teacher at the Lead Center, Mrs. Matson and I have had to kind of update some things, but unfortunately we are unable to change some of the dates inside the actual module. So please pay attention to the due dates on the right-hand side of your screen and in the checklist. Sometimes you're going to see it inside the module and it will look a little bit different, but please understand that your checklist is your Bible. So we have the module 1 checklist, and then we have it broken down into weeks. So week 1, if we opened up that folder, actually let's go back and we look at the module 1 checklist, you'll see that we have added the due dates for this week specifically. So that once again, here are those checklist dates. Let us not forget what our due dates are. So now I've given you a third place to check due dates. All right, so when we go into the week 1 activities, this is where it's going to look a little bit different for your student. The discussion boards, they know what to do with those. What's going to look different is here where it says spot the fake news activity. The directions are not going to be located in this activity. It is going to be located somewhere else, and I will talk to you about that here in just a second. But these are placeholders in Schoology for the students to upload their assignments, okay? The actual instructions are going to be located in this first tab called Intro to Mass Media and Media Bias. This is where it's going to look a little bit different than their normal course because of the way it was built. So when you open this document, it's opening a session in which the students will look here on the left. It will show them their course and the things within this course, okay? So when we're looking here at mass media and they're reading this and they're going through this, when they are finished, they will come down here and it will say move on to the next assignment. So they can click the next assignment and the next assignment will pull up. Much of what they are working on can be done in this window, but they cannot submit their assignments in this window. That is why they have to go back to Schoology and utilize those drop boxes. We did a separate video for the students so that they could understand how to operate within those modules as well. So this is just kind of a simplistic version so that you can understand what they're talking about. So it is a little bit different than they're used to, but hopefully by the time you see this video, they have figured it out. So if there's any questions about that, please let us know. I want to talk about how your student will be graded in this course. We do not have your traditional tests in current events. This is more of a project-based course. There are some quizzes at the end of each module, but we do not have summative exams. So our summative evaluation is how they do on specific projects. And each module has at least one project, sometimes two, that could last over the entire span of the module. So for instance, in module 1, they have an assignment that spans over the 3-week period. So they need to kind of pay attention to that and continue through that process, because if they wait till the last minute, they're going to be in a little bit of time trouble. And finally, here's our contact information. Again, Mrs. Matson is teaching the online course section, and Mrs. Evans has the face-to-face section. So if you have questions, please feel free to contact us, and we will get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Thank you for your time, and have a great semester.